What's going on, guys? It's Nick with the Underground Duelists. A lot of you guys have been asking for the PK combos as well as the Orcust stuff, so I decided why not go ahead and show you guys what we got. So we're going to start off with probably the best combo in the deck. It is going to be just normal summon Gearsoup. No discards, no nothing. That's all you need. It's going to be normal summon. You're going to activate the effect. Foolish. Use the second effect. Go ahead and summon the token to each board. Now you're insulated from things like Imperm, Fua, Perulia, all these other cards, right? So you're on, I'll be set there. Next, banish. Summon out a second Gearsoup. Only downside about this combo is you do have to go through your Raider's Knight, but I think the inboard will kind of prove itself good enough. We're going to Raider's Knight down into Malevolent Scythe. That'll detach. To go ahead and summon out the cloak. Cloak on summon, we'll go ahead and search old cloak. We'll then use the token. Summon out our Galatea. Galatea I will go ahead and discard and search us for crown. We can then go ahead and banish this, our cloak, to search our boots. While we're here, I'll just go ahead and summon the crown. Keeps things simple, keeps on this side of the board, so then we can play on the right side for the rest of the turn. I'll special summon our boots. I'll use these two. Summon our Galatea. Galatea will put back our banished tarp to go ahead and set our crescendo. We can then use these two to summon our Rusty over here on the right side. We can activate Rusty. We can send our Torn Scales, and we can set Wing. Wing is actually really important to go ahead and set here, because Fallen of Virtues is still a very powerful card. It's also a way to kind of protect ourselves from things like Geppetto, as well as any kind of like battle protection, stuff like that. It's also just a great way to go ahead and get another Phantom Knight trapped in grave, to go ahead and set up like your Rusty Bardiche Pop and other things like that. Next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to banish our boots. We'll get us our Fogblade. Torn Scales will summon himself. He will discard to go ahead and send our Solarette. We'll banish to go ahead and summon our Solarette. On summon, he will activate to go ahead and set our Umbrage Veil. Now, since these would be both banished whenever they leave the field, we want to go ahead and use them as material first to summon our Shaman Knight. I'll use his effect to go ahead and attach our Fogblade, and use his other effect to go ahead and summon our Ancient Cloak. Fortunately, his negated, so you can't boost Rusty, but I think it will be fine. What you can do is, if you wanted to, you can go ahead and use these two by banishing these two to go ahead and do that, or you could activate this, banish, increase their levels. Now you can go ahead and make them force. You can overlay, make Dark Rebellion. That'll trigger. Go ahead and add our Requiem. Requiem can summon and make the boy. Now, since we haven't used Rusty's effect yet, we can overlay and make Breaksword. Breaksword will be popped by Rusty. We can then use that effect, summon back. And as every good PK player knows, you're going to go ahead and activate Ancient Cloak to boost his attack. We can make Nightmare. And now you can leave this on the board if you want to, but I don't think it's necessary. We're just going to go ahead and make our IP. And before we leave the main phase, we will summon out Galatea by banishing Galatea. So just as a final look at the inboard, you have one interruption here off of Rusty being able to summon back really whenever you like, because you have the breaks, or you have the Fogblade here. You then have two more interruptions here. Then you can activate IP, summon out your SP. SP is yet another two interruptions, so we are already at 5. You also have your additional 3 interruptions here, as well as your Orcust Crescendo, being 9 interruptions in total. Again, this is all also being protected by Wing, and you can also go ahead and use Wing to summon back something like your Decay Cloak, which will trigger Torn Scales, as well as searching you any other follow-up card. Fun fact, this can search itself. So that's tend to be what I like to do. That is really just the Gearsoup combo, and we're going to go ahead and hop it straight into the next one. Alright, so next we're going to go ahead and show you the Doom Solarette combo. This is going to kind of show you and be a general idea on how you bridge from the PK to the Orcust side, and being able to set up both the Requiem as well as the Crescendo in the back row, just to really keep it protected. Alright, so obviously 1-card combo. You're going to special summon. That will set the trap. Trap will go ahead and summon itself. You can use these two to overlay into Solarette, or the Scythe. You can summon off of Scythe the old cloak will search new cloak. As you can tell, this is going to be a pretty common theme whenever you're going to be doing a lot of the bridging. You're going to go ahead and, since you haven't used your normal summon that. Use these two to summon out Cherubini. Cherubini will send our level 3 Orcust, which will be Simple Skeleton. We can banish our Ancient Cloak. Go ahead and add our boots. Since we have a PK on board, we will special summon. Now we can use these two. Summon out our Rusty Bardiche. Rusty Bardiche effect. Go ahead and send our Torn Scales. And again, set our Wing just for more protection. We'll banish our boots to search for our Fogblade. Torn Scales will summon himself. We use his effect, discarding, to go ahead and send our Ragged Gloves. The main reason I like sending Ragged Gloves is he is kind of basically any PK in your deck to get it in the graveyard. And it's just whatever you need, he'll be able to get you access to it. Next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to Fogblade. We are going to summon out our Ragged Gloves. We're going to overlay. We're going to, we're going to use the Solarette to go ahead and boost their levels, just so we can go ahead and save a Break Sword for the following turn. Overlay into XYZ Dragon. Obviously, Ragged Gloves is a mandatory effect, Chain Link 1, and then Scythe would be Chain Link 2 to go ahead and search for our Requiem. We can activate, go ahead and summon, and rank up into our Requiem. Now, what we can do is we can go ahead and banish to target this to make it so I can use its rank as a level. We're going to overlay, summon out Shaman Knight. Shaman Knight will be able to attach and use his effect to go ahead and summon out our Simple Skeleton. Now we can use him for our Galatea Eye, these two for Galatea. Then we can go ahead and banish our Simple Skeleton, summon out our Galatea Eye, use her effect, put back to go ahead and set our Crescendo. These two can go ahead and make an SP. Unfortunately, we cannot make IP in this combo, but I think it is plenty. And then we can banish and summon out. So, just off of our 1 card, again, no discards, just the 1 card combo. We do have our SP as 1 interruption here. We have an additional 3 under our Requiem. So that's 4 total. We have Rusty, whenever we decide to go ahead and summon back. We can pop there. And we have our Crescendo as, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6. And of course, all of it is being protected by Wing. And since we do have a lot of these Phantom Knights in our graveyard, we also have infinite numbers of follow-up. Next, we're going to go ahead and get into the normal summon of Decay Cloak. Alright, and for the last combo, we're going to go ahead and go over Decay Cloak, just himself, no other monsters in hand, again, no other discards. This one is slightly worse than the one before, just because you don't get a trap in your back row, but just as a 1-card combo being probably one of your worst ones, I think he's pretty good. So we'll go ahead and normal summon, use his effect to go ahead and add our Silent Boots. We'll special summon him. We'll overlay, summon out Scythe. Scythe will go ahead and summon out our Torn Scales. We'll use Boots to go ahead and search for our Fogblade. Torn Scales, we'll go ahead and discard and send our Solarette. Fogblade will go ahead and summon out our Solarette and use his ability to go ahead and set the Upward Fail. We'll use his effect to go ahead and summon itself out. And we'll use these two to summon out Cherubini. Cherubini will go ahead and send our Symbol Skeleton. Again, this is how we're going to be bridging into our Orcust cards. Like I said earlier, we're not going to be able to get a trap in the back row, unfortunately. So that means we will be using him as material for a Rusty Bardiche. We'll use Rusty Bardiche's effect to go ahead and send a Ragged Gloves and set our rank up. Next, we're going to go ahead and use Ragged Gloves to go ahead and send our wing. That will trigger our Torn Scales to go ahead and summon himself out. Next, we will overlay these two guys. We'll make a Break Sword. Rusty will destroy our Break Sword, and we will summon back the same two off of his effect. I recommend to go ahead and keeping this in your graveyard. It's just a good way to get follow-up off of summoning off the traps on the following turn. We'll overlay for Rebellion. We'll activate, summoning back our Glove, and summoning back our Requiem. Again, this is another great way to go ahead and maintain cards in your deck and be able to get more follow-up through Ragged Gloves and maintain his value. Next, we'll go ahead and wing, summon back. We'll use these two for our Shaman Knight. Use his effect, attach any of our traps, and use his other effect to go ahead and summon back our Symbol Skeleton. We'll use Mr. Symbol for our Galatea, and things will start to look pretty similar as we go ahead and summon out our regular Galatea. Banish to go ahead and summon out I. Regular Galatea to put back and set our Crescendo. These two into our SP. And Galatea I will banish to go ahead and summon. So basically the exact same board, except we do not have a wing. So we will have to protect our Requiem with as much as possible through our Crescendo. But we still have our one Rusty Pop here. We will have our 3 Negates and Destroys, as well as summoning back some of our Dark XYZs that we've already used. We have our SP as well as our Crescendo, and plenty of follow-up through our traps and our Decay Cloak. Hopefully you guys enjoyed all these combos. If you guys are interested and would like some more combos on how to cheat out some of these guys here to really just insulate your board, especially game 2 and 3 against stuff like Elf Note, against stuff like Branded, as well as things like Cool Tune, let us know in the comments and we can definitely go ahead and start getting those recorded for you guys pretty soon. Thank you so much.